Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Justice for All. I finally get another opportunity to record. See, my conditions for recording are quite strict. Due to the location of my desk in my house, I don't exactly have a private room or anything to record in, so I pretty much just gotta wait to be home alone, and, well, that hasn't happened recently, so now I'm finally able to continue. I can upload more videos, and that means playing more Phoenix Wright. So, we are here at the first day of court in Case 2 here, in the case of the murder of Turner Gray. And, well, things aren't looking too good for Maya, who channeled the ghost of a nurse that Turner Gray once worked with. And apparently, I'm not sure, but apparently the ghost killed Turner. There are a lot of very interesting things happening. Not to mention that, we got the new Psych Lock ability, which lets us know exactly when someone is lying, I guess? I can't wait to see how that pans out a bit. So, we got 2 gunshots, and there were 2 gunshots heard in the channeling room, and yet the body also had a stab wound in it. And moreover, I don't think the gun or knife was ever found? Or maybe one of Gumshoe's men picked it up off screen or something. And there's also the matter of Eenie Meenie, who was the sister of the nurse who died. And she was on the premises as well, so who knows what's going on there. But more to the point, we're about to meet someone very special, I think. The grandchild of Manfred von Karma, come here from Germany to presumably kick Phoenix's ass in the court of law. So I can't wait to see what that's all about. I'm hoping it's a lady, because a lady prosecutor would be a really good change of pace. So yes, let's just go. Enough blabbering on about nothing. Prosecutor von Karma? You mean... No, I heard it's his successor this time. Successor? Manfred von Karma was a really sinister man. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks, all so he could win. He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. He had a perfect record for 40 long years. Who knows what sorts of dirty tricks he used to get each of these guilty verdicts. And now his successor. I wonder what kind of person they will turn out to be. It's no good. Mystic Maya. Oh, it's Pearly. You showed up. Thanks for coming all this way. I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you two come together? Mother is watching over the trainees. She said they have training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then, you came all by yourself? Yup. I snuck out of the manor and followed a map. Don't tell me you walked all the way here. Of course not. I ran. Oh god, this poor kid. Man, it seems so interesting though that Morgan didn't want to attend. I feel like overseeing the trainees is just an excuse because, like, come on, a student of our school and the key leader of the Fae bloodline at that is on trial. That's something you put on the brakes for. You stop everything else and just you gotta be there for family, you know? So that definitely raises one alarm bell in my head about Morgan Faye, who, again, is my #1 suspect here. I can't Oh my... If it takes 2 hours by train, oh man! Hurley, what about the train? Huh? What's a train? This poor naive fool. I give up. It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edgeworth would be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth? Who is that? He's Nick's rival. Well, he's also a friend. For a split second, I thought the man himself was there in the room. God damn it. I still remember him as though I'd seen him only yesterday. Every trial was a scorchingly fierce battle until the very end. See, they know. They know the memes. Just non-stop objections. It was always back and forth with them. But when you're rivals for life... Maya, please don't mention that name ever again. Whoa. Huh? But why, Nick? I'm sorry, Maya. I forgot you don't know. Oh God. Oh God, what happened? What happened? He's gone and he's not coming back? Excuse me. I thought the Edgeworth was resigning? But that's some very peculiar phrasing? Surely he's not dead. Surely. What? Wait a second. What's all that supposed to mean? Court will commence shortly. Please proceed into the courtroom. Ugh. Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway. Nick? Uh-oh. Edgeworth! Edgeworth, where are you? Best boy can't be dead? Surely. Surely. Oh, that's a woman. That is a woman. Yes! A court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. No, miss? Are the prosecution and the defense prepared? Oh my god. Wait. I think I've seen this. I think I've seen this character before, actually. I've seen this design somewhere. Well, whoever the hell she is, she also has her grandfather's same nervous tick. Wow. What is with this kid? Ahem. Mr. Wright, are you prepared? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me? Okay, I'm sorry, but I don't think I could properly give a voice to a German woman. Imitating accents is something I've genuinely never done before in my entire life. I've never done it. Well, actually, you know what? I was told on Discord that, in the original Japanese version of this game, it was said that, Lady Von Karma here didn't come from Germany, She was practicing law over in America, so technically speaking, just giving her my regular voice would be more faithful to the original vision, so let's do that, I guess. Mr. Phoenix Wright. You must be a little shocked because I am a woman, correct? No, I'm happy. Hold on, so she's the famed successor to Prosecutor von Karma? I am Franziska von Karma, the prodigy. That is the best name possible, yes. I like it. But who touts themselves as a prodigy? Only assholes do that, sorry. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. I think I was right. Revenge. Is that a whip? Revenge? Is this about her father, Manfred von Karma? If it's something of a personal nature, I'm sure you can... Ow! I'm talking. What? Did she just whip the judge? Like, did that make physical contact, or did the judge just say ow out of shock? But if she just whipped the judge, shouldn't she be thrown out immediately? If you interrupt again, my whip will do the speaking for me. You know what? Maybe for laughs I should give her Manfred's voice instead of Pearl. Nah. Apparently, I got split 50-50 in terms of messages of people saying they either liked my voice for Pearl or abhorred it. So, I guess we'll keep on carrying on. Please speak with your mouth like a normal person. I beg of you. Yow! Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Prosecutor von Karma, your opening statement, please. Sir? Judge? Can you nail her with, 2 counts of assault? She has whipped both of us. Just straight up. Are you really not gonna say a thing about it? Those of von Karma blood have only one fate, and that is perfection. Yeesh, I can only imagine what kind of family that what Manfred raised. The defendant, Maya Fey, will find no escape from her guilt on my watch. Very well. What is the defense's position? Your Honor, does the defense wish to enter a plea of not guilty? Yes. Foolish fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. Okay, I like her. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. Manfred tried the same trick. That's right. I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense. A plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense of themselves. Well... I guess no one really saw what happened in the room. Honestly, that could be a route that I could see Phoenix actually taking here, yeah. Could bring up, Turner Gray's anger at the nurse for ruining his career. Interesting. You could very easily make a solid case that it was self-defense, but... The defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor. Because to plead justified self-defense is to say you did kill someone. How foolish. If that's how you want to play it, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I shall now call the first witness. She's just as scary as her father. Like father, like daughter, I suppose. Wait. I thought this was granddaughter. Like, given Von Karma's age, what was he, 50? Oh, hold up, actually. Oh, she's 18 here, yeah. Von Karma was old, right? Like, maybe he was in his 40s? Okay, yeah, then in that case, then Franziska would be his daughter. But I could have sworn Manfred said something about having grandchildren. Anyway, which family member was it that owned a dog named Phoenix? Witness, your name and occupation. Yes, sir. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local precinct. Ah! Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder. Yes, sir. If everyone would please look at this map. Oh. The channeling chamber has no windows and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room. What were they doing in there? They were channeling a spirit, sir? Channeling a spirit? It's quite the look of disbelief there, Your Honor. Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke the door down and rushed into the room. Ah, and that's when they found that the victim was already dead, correct? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I've ever presided over. Intriguing. So, how was the victim killed? I was about to get to that. Stop wasting my time, then. Okay, cross-examination time. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot at the forehead, sir. Oh. So, one bullet entered the head. A second bullet pierced the screen in the back of the room down below, which... So if the killer was on the right and facing the victim on the left, then in that case, how could the second shot that pierced the screen have done so? In order for the bullet's trajectory to hit the screen on the right, then wouldn't it have to have been the victim who fired that second shot? Unless, of course, the gun did drop to the ground, where it could conceivably have turned around in the process. Interesting. The shot was fired from point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim's autopsy report, sir. Interesting. The court accepts it into evidence. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. Let's go. This is a short testimony, so pressing everything will be painless. The murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe. Whose pistol was it? It was the victim's. Ah. So, pray tell, are you saying the spirit, or the killer in this case, wrested the wrested the pistol from the victim? The victim? Now, why would he have... Huh, even the game kinda gives her an American accent. Wait, does the Japanese use the same audio? I wonder if they say objection in Japanese in that version. Why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point that you are missing is whose fingerprints are on that pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start. Fingerprints? There were fingerprints? Along with the victims, the defendant, Maya Faye's, were also on the grip, sir. Ew. Also, so much for my theory that Morgan Faye planted the pistol. Though she could have planted the knife, that's still a possibility. If the pistol has been, without a doubt, defined to be the possession of Turner Gray, then there's no contesting that, I don't think. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. It walked right into her hands there. The shot was fired from point-blank range. Point-blank, huh? So about how far away is that? It's anywhere between 12 to 20 inches away. And how do you know he was shot at point-blank? Tisk, 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 Mr. Phoenix Wright. Wow. She is really the spitting image of Manfred von Karma. I grow tired of the foolish foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country. Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. Gunpowder burn. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Gunpowder exploding is what makes a bullet fire, and that gets real hot, pal. And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead. Wow, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. Stabbed? And what was he stabbed with? A fruit knife. Ah. Really? A fruit knife? I see. And whose knife was it? It looks like it belongs to the Fays, sir. And of course, Maya Faye's fingerprints are all over it. All over it, huh? This does not look good. Ha ha ha! What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix Wright? The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. How severe was the wound? If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. Oh, whoops, I forgot Gumshoe's voice there. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand. This testimony makes it sound like Maya had stabbed him with the intent to kill. But is that really the case? Interesting. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. Maybe we could contest that we have no way to know the order. Are you sure he was stabbed first, then shot? Yep, sure as sure can be. One look at the wounds and you'd come to the same conclusion too, pal. A fool is a fool who will only listen to the foolish opinions of other foolish fools. Okay, this joke has been run into the ground, thanks. A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does it matter, then, which was first? Yes, I think it does. Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What a pain. That's enough. We have clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the 2 murder weapons with me today. Very well. The court accepts them into evidence. Murder weapon was Gray's, 2 shots fired, bears Maya and Gray's fingerprints. Quite a lot of info on that one. Murder weapon, a small fruit knife, belongs to the Fays, bears Maya's fingerprints. Well, surely those fingerprints could have come any time before the murder, you know? Like, what if Maya was peeling fruit or something that morning? The date and time of death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard 2 gunshots at this time. And 2 murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprints on them, huh? This does seem like an open and shut case. Naturally. This is going from bad to worse. As if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honor, feel free to slam that little gavel of yours. Wait, is it gavel or gavel? No, I think it's gavel. After all, there is no room left for doubt, is there? That is quite true. Mr. Wright. Yes? Even in the face of all this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? It's the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose. See, just as I promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you would change your plea in less than 10 minutes. What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justified self-defense? Because now would be the time to do so. This is your final chance. This is a huge decision. Better think this through all the way. Well, it's as Maya said. Oh, well, it's as Phoenix said, actually. Going with pleading justified self-defense would mean admitting that the client killed that person, but we know for a fact that at the bare minimum, it was the nurse who killed Turner Gray. It was not Maya. Therefore, I can't let Maya live with that title over her head. If we plead justified self-defense, we would basically be confessing to murder. For the trial, Maya's life would be ruined, and she'd be labeled a murderer. I can't let that happen. Your Honor, have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright? The defense will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of complete acquittal. Hey. You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective. Yes, sir. Present the final portion of your testimony, the final strike. Yes, sir. Now see here, proceedings are run by... Eek! Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, and give your testimony. Come on, dude. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. Oh, jeez. Now, is this going to be her fabricating evidence? Pulling a Manfred and ensuring that she will always achieve perfection? Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. So you're saying the defendant didn't fight back because there's no tatters or tears or maybe even fingerprints on the robes? So this is the What do you mean costume? Hey! There certainly is evidence of a backspray of blood on this. Huh. Hold up, where the hell did that blood come from? If the gunshot to the forehead would have made blood splatter all the way behind, right? Like, we're talking coating the door that Phoenix busted into with brain matter and blood. And then there was a little fruit knife that, sure enough, only barely missed the heart, but still, it couldn't have made that much blood, could it? Where did this blood come from? This piece directly links Maya Fey to the crime, sir. I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Very interesting. All right, Mr. Wright. Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood splatters on her clothes. Could this situation get any worse? Ha! What's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk off with your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Please stop calling me by my first full name. It's disturbing. Okay, here we go. Why didn't you say so in your testimony earlier? You're kinda scary today, you know, pal. Come now, Mr. Wright. There's no need for that kind of attitude in my court. Sir, Francisca has been whipping you! Just straight up whipping you! Why? Alright, just please stop glaring at me like that. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. Maya's costume? Yeah, she was wearing this when we arrested her. Maya, she's wearing her channeling costume today, too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else? Wait, so where would Maya get that change of clothes then? Hold up. Odd? As you can see, it's covered in blood. There's blood on the costume. Lab results show that it is the victim's blood. So there is blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes. Definitely not good. So, were there any other clues you could glean from this piece of evidence? Well... If you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad. Not enough time. Let's move on. Yes, Miss Von Karma is perfectly correct. Even the judge is on her side. If I bite off more than I can chew here, what should I do? Yes, maybe we should press further. If Von Karma here is eager to change the subject... Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? Yeah! This entire time she's been willing to let Phoenix do his own thing, and fall into her traps, but here, she's taking a more active stance. There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. There must be something about this costume. Well, it's more like the outer Oh. Look at the left sleeve, and by that I mean the sleeve on the right. That is a bullet hole. It has to be. That has to be the bullet that pierced the screen in the back. So maybe Turner Gray saw the nurse and was either dreadfully frightened or had so much anger for her that he tried to kill her. Maybe Turner Gray drew his pistol and fired upon the nurse who was inhabiting Maya's body. But he missed. And maybe immediately after, Turner Gray commits suicide? Or... I just have to look harder. Mr. Wright, Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. There is no way for you to poke a hole. Nice phrasing. Poke a hole. Yeah, because there's a hole in the sleeve. Looks like my time is up. So about the costume. There is one little thing. Aha. Your Honor. Actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence. What? What are you talking about, pal? Well, where is this problem you're talking about? I've come this far. There's no turning back now. The problem I have with this piece of evidence is here. Bullet hole. Take that! I asked the court to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume. The sleeve? There's a tiny hole here. A hole? That wasn't in the report. Yeah, maybe the police just thought it was from regular wear and tear. Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Ah, yeah, okay. I'm glad the judge pointed that out immediately because I was thinking that Franziska might try to say, oh, some moths ate it or whatever. Gunpowder? No one ever told me. A hole that smells of gunpowder. Looks like I found the hole I was looking for. Your Honor, the only logical conclusion you can make is that it must be a bullet hole. Order, order, order. This is a very grave matter. It's best we correct the court record first before anything else. Press the check button for details? Well. Huh. Okay. Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir. Is she actually smiling? Oh, don't tell me the objection was a trap. What else is she hiding? Okay. Maybe this is a path. Maybe this path Phoenix is going on down here, pointing out the bullet hole, is leading right to justified self-defense because maybe the logical conclusion here was that, indeed, that Turner Gray fired first at Maya. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That, just now, was a fluke, nothing more.
Objection!
How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight. Well, I agree it is a mistake on part of the police. What Prosecutor Von Karma has said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definitive problem with the evidence, then... No way. Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony. Yes, sir. So maybe we need to find a second thing that's wrong with this testimony. He wasn't fighting back? How do you know if he was or wasn't? We could find no evidence that the victim put up any sort of struggle, pal. Huh. So did the murderer have a fight with the victim or not? Depending on this, the circumstances around this murder changed drastically. We're in real trouble now. We had something to prove that the victim did fight back. Oh, do I have something? Yeah, folding screen. There was a bullet hole found behind the murderer. Huh. That Von Karma, she thinks she can decide the verdict from this testimony alone? Well, I'll find a critical contradiction somehow, and then I'll have her. Sorry, pal. The loot. Okay, so he pressed that and got that whole spiel about the bullet hole. Yeah, now he can press this. For some reason, it's jumped me right to the end instead of picking back up here. Alright, I'll give you that the blood splatter is from the victim, but... what is this hole in the sleeve? Sorry, pal. You must have thought it was a tear in the seam. Missing the hole is not what I'm asking you about. I'm talking about the hole itself. The smell of gunpowder clearly gives away that it is a bullet hole.
Objection!
As if little things like that matter. But they do. A bullet hole in the sleeve, blood splatter all over the costume. Neither of these things can change the fact that the defendant killed the victim. I know there's something more to this costume. Come now, detective. You're wasting precious time. Yes, sir. Okay. Without a doubt was not fighting back. Yeah, no, I think the folding screen proves that there is something to doubt here.
Objection!
This, oh. Hey. What do I have? Wait, no, the pistol has Gray's fingerprints, right? Look, I know these fingerprints could have come from anywhere beforehand, because he, like, owns it and surely handles it. And at minimum, put it, on his concealed carry that morning or whatever. But if it's saying that it has Gray's fingerprints, couldn't I argue that Gray held it in his hand and then Maya wrested it from his grip? Can I say that? I want to try that.
Objection!
No. Oh, wait, oh! Wait. God damn it, am I an idiot? We just spent so long determining that a bullet was shot at Maya. So of course the person fought back. This is it, isn't it?
Objection!
Oh my god. I am disappointed in myself. Detective. Yes? Having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling. You said that my client killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back? Yeah, I did. Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you police overlooked supposed to mean? Oh, what does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Is this what it means to not fight back? Oh, you're right. It seems you are correct. If the victim had tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything. Alright, the wind seems to be shifting. Ha! What is with that "are you finished yet" laugh? Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Miss Von Karma? It seems that Maya Fey was shot at by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea. Yeah, exactly. That is correct. But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty. Ha! Now that you... Why, that's right. Which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all. No. Well, yes, that's true. Furthermore, just as the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense. Huh? How so? Ah! Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information we acquired added in, of course. Uh-huh? You mean by myself? You want me to put together the scenario all by myself? Ah! Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Jeez, someone take that whip away from her. During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. The scenario you have put together does make sense. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright, on the surface it does seem to make sense. However, I won't give up that easily. Please refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination, please. Okay. During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. There's quite a difference in height between Dr. Gray and the defendant. Add in body strength, and it seems unlikely the defendant could have stabbed the victim. And now that you mention it, yeah, I guess. You think you can get away with such flimsy reasoning? Mr. Phoenix Wright, Maya Fey was in the middle of channeling, was she not? When channeling with its Karain channeling technique, the medium physically changes. Wow, she's done her research. What? With the nurse's build, the defendant could have easily been a match for the doctor. Wait, hold up. If the prosecution hopes to loop this in, the prosecution here is building up a case that Maya was channeling an entirely different person, a ghost at the time. And you're saying that Maya took on the traits of the channeled person and did the murder? Isn't this admitting that it was the nurse who tried to stab? What? I'm sorry, the whole reason Phoenix is fighting so hard is because he can't prove the supernatural. What is this? I don't believe it. She even studied up on the Crane channeling technique. Like I said before, I am perfect. About what you were talking about. I didn't quite get it. Never mind. Let's continue with the testimony. Seriously? Of course, the victim used his last of his strength to fight back, sir. So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him. But if you think about the blood loss, he was probably hurt pretty bad. How badly hurt would you say he was? Actually, I went to give blood the other day, and afterward I felt a little lightheaded and dizzy. I guess the damage was maybe about 10 times the dizziness. Ah! Sorry. Oh, Gumshoe. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. Where in the world did that pistol come from? It looks like the victim, Dr. Gray, had specifically bought it for that day. Wait, bought it for that day? Did he say brought it or bought? He got it off the black market about 2 days before the murder. So, premeditated murder attempt? Hello? Also, yeah, I guess gun laws are very strict over in Japanifornia. Why did Dr. Gray bring a gun? Is he taking precautions against something? No, more like for something. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. So you're saying that the bullet hole in this costume was made then? sorry, pal, but yeah, that's what I think. The two of them were already fighting when a shot was fired. Maya, I'm really glad you weren't hurt. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. Maya has never fired a gun before in her life. The victim had already taken off the safety. With the safety off, even an amateur like you can fire it just by pulling the trigger. Even me. I wonder. Now, do you understand? Von Karma's logic is perfect. His testimony certainly makes us look very bad. But there's gotta be a contradiction in there somewhere. And uncovering it is going to uncover the truth. I can feel it. Well, in that second to last statement, Franziska had a little ellipses. Yeah, took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. What is that? Well... Well... I could point out that it's silly that Gray would miss, then Maya would have landed a shot at the same range. That's something I could do. Okay, there's nothing I can contest there, because if I could contest it, then they wouldn't have this trial at all. Victim took a shot because they're too close, he missed. I feel like I might be able to counter that. While the two are fighting, the victim took out his gun. Can I counter that? I don't think so. Okay, that second to last one is the only one I can reasonably disprove, I think. Let's see. Shot at point blank. Okay, I'll try this just to see what happens. No. Damn it. Okay, I might need a moment here, I think. Maybe. Oh, wait. There's no burn marks. There's no burn marks on the bullet hole. If they were at close range, then there would be there'd be scorch marks. Gun burns or whatever. There's only just this vacant smell, the vague smell of gunpowder, right, from the hole? But there's no burn marks. That would also explain how the police didn't notice it. If there were burn marks, they definitely would have noticed it. They were too close, he missed? No, the victim, Maya was on the other side of the room at the time of the first bullet shot. That has to be it. Oh, thank God. Missing the tiny hole on this costume will be the prosecution's undoing. What do you mean? this little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where is the gunpowder burn on this costume? Gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Oh! But there is not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything anyway. Anything away. Yes. Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. And it was then, when they were separated, that he fired. How was that?
Objection!
As if that were even possible. According to testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have had the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Oh, composure broken! Well, then. That's right, the defendant must have pushed the victim away. Oh, the defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. There, that should satisfy even you. It does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright? I must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here. Concentrate and think. Yeah, even if they're pushed away at a distance, guns are just too accurate for that, you know? Something doesn't make sense here. It doesn't work out. How could anyone conceivably miss? There is a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor. Fatal? Flaw? Yow! Very interesting. I'd love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow? When she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. It's a piece of evidence that contradicts his line of thinking. Evidence relating to the room specifically, maybe. Or what happened in the room. The folding screen bullet hole is 8 inches off the ground. Now, if they were two adults standing upright, and they were away from each other, then if Turner Gray truly did fire at Maya, then any reasonable attempt at doing so would have resulted in the bullet landing much higher in the room. know what? I think that's our best bet. Let's try that out. Okay, all my first guesses here have been wrong so far, so...
Take that!
This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic. What is that? A folding... Oh, I got it, I think. A folding screen. I would like to point the court's attention to the hole in this folding screen. Ah! It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Who? Where? What? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please. Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through there at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means... when this shot was fired, the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. Order! Order! This changes everything. Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot. And the bullet hits this folding screen. Yeah, at the very bottom there. It hit at this location, yeah, about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. Here.
Take that!
Somewhere around here. Wait. Oh, wait, no. Wait. I was thinking when the proceedings for the channeling were beginning, whoops. Yeah. It had to have been around here, right?
Take that!
She was standing here, near the folding screen. Ooh, wait a second. We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole, but how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? Oh, right, scorch marks. That's impossible. But why? You, of all people, should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Karma. If she were shot from somewhere closer, there would be gunpowder burns present. However, there is nothing of the sort around the bullet hole of this costume. Ah. Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You... Man, I guess she had her heart set on beating us bloody. But nope. I believe it has now been proven that the defendant was standing a ways away from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think she has changed the defendant's situation? Yes, it changes everything. Absolutely. Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the final strike with a knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at the time? Squatting all the way by the folding screen? Exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason. Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job. Oof. Alright. With this, the rest of the trial should be in the blast radius of disaster. You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. You amuse me. Of all the things to inherit, why did it have to be that smarmy smile? Detective, how dare you damage my perfect logic? Uh-huh? How was it all my fault? You can start repairing your standing by first removing that 3-strand goatee. What? Three-strand goatee? What? Is Gumshoe wearing a goatee? Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can take of this detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness. Ah, yeah. It's gotta be Lotta. Or it could be Eeny Meeny. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness. To be continued. Hey, I did it. Hopefully I get a full heal. Oh god. Oh, that was a close one. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, Well, I like Franziska von Karma so far. She's pretty much a female von Karma. A female Manfred, you know? Very similar character, but she's kind of lacking the insurmountable iron will of her father so far. We've rattled her comparatively easily, which shows her inexperience, I think. As for what we proved in court, well, yeah, things are pretty weird. So, after Maya channeled Mini-Meeny, the nurse, apparently the nurse went and walked over to the back of the room for some reason? Huh. And furthermore, we don't really know if the bullet hole... Well, we don't know which way Maya was facing at the time. Like, the bullet hole pierced right through the cloth, right? So it could have come from either direction, I think. Huh, I wonder if that'll matter. Well, so far it seems all we've done is bought time and plausible reasons for us to continue investigating this matter. But I think we might need something a bit more concrete to buy another whole day, which I guess we'll handle next time. So, yeah, this has been Phoenix Wright, Justice for All. I thank you... wait, no. Wrong order. This has been Phoenix Wright, Justice for All. I've been Zephyr the Jester. I thank you for watching, and hopefully I will catch you next time. Oh boy. Very interesting premise here.